March! Left, 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 left. Busters loose! Don't you know that's the sound of the men? Get back! Working on the chain. One more.
I've spoken of the 1990 movie Cadence before because it's a movie near and dear to my heart. Not just because it's one of the rare movies where you can see father and son in the movie together in Charlie Sheen and Martin Sheen, but because it had the coolest, most memorable part of the movie that gave the movie its name in the first place.
That's the sound of the men working on the chain. Gang, keep it strong. Ooh, ah, yeah. Ooh, ah. Oh, don't you know?
Working so hard, see my woman, who I love so deeply. Wow, got to stay right here. Give me one.
Ooh, ah, ooh, ah. So, but.
The movie Cadence takes place in a military jail, and of course everyone there has committed some kind of infraction during wartime, including Charlie Sheen's character. This is the first time that they're walking to the mess hall for dinner, and he is totally disoriented because this is the first time he's experienced their cadence. These days, it's nothing to see a book, a program, a video that promises that you can become fluent in a foreign language in 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, a year, some very short amount of time that makes you really excited in the beginning to get started learning. And in my opinion, that's the point of having titles like this, is that they want to encourage you to get started and have a very eager attitude. Because the truth of the matter is, you can't learn any language in a year. Even if you're living in the country, what you can do is learn the foundations. If you've been following me for a while, you know that I've been studying for the Hanyu Shuiping Kaoshu test, HSK. And I've told you on this channel that I passed the first, second, and third levels of the test. I've been studying for almost 2 years, and I'm preparing to pass the fourth test, which is my third attempt coming up in a month and a half or so. But as you can see by the sheer number of vocabulary, the HSK4 test, along with 3, 2, and 1, barely represent 25% of the words that are necessary for HSK6. A representation of the fact that if you want to be functional, truly functional in a language, is going to be a quest that's going to require a lot of work, and you're going to have to fill in some holes along the way.
Ooh, ah. So, patrol. Oh, don't you know?
When it comes to language learning, I'm a proponent of just jumping in with both feet. There is no real right or wrong method. There's just studying, revising your study method, and then continuing to move forward. Case in point, I spent the duration of the winter making note cards. These are simple character cards so that when I'm reading, I can recognize the meaning and the pronunciation of the character that I'm reading. That said, after doing this for a couple of months, I realized that I had some cracks in my learning method. So what did I do? I changed up my study method, and I knew just the person to help me with my next part of my journey.
Jazz, organize a battle unit. We're going after them.
You guys know me. If I have any opportunity at all to involve Star Wars or Transformers in a video, I'm going to do it. So here you go.
John.
Sideswipe! Autobots, start your engines! Ready, Prime. Let's roll.
It would be a fair question to wonder, why am I bringing up Optimus Prime along with a movie from the 1990s with Charlie Sheen and his dad in it? Well, one of the beautiful things about living in the information age is that we really have no excuse for not being able to do the things we want to do. We have information all around us. And one of the treasure troves of information we have on the internet is YouTube. We can use YouTube essentially to learn almost anything. And the beauty of the internet with YouTube is that if you find something you like, in my case Transformers, you can find Optimus Prime in almost any language you want. And what's beautiful about that is that you can hear a strong, masculine, self-assured voice translated into the language that you're learning. Obviously, listening to Transformers in Japanese is a routine task for me, as I've been in Japan for 2 decades, and hopefully I would be able to listen to this particular cartoon with ease. As a matter of fact, what? Here, the illustrious Optimus Prime says, Shigai zen iki sodan ga tomatteru zo. Geinin wa nanda? All of the lights are off in the city. What could be the cause of it? Now, I learned this through years of studying Japanese, but the beauty of the internet is that we can use what we know in one episode and cross-reference it and study a different language.
整个城市电力不足了，怎么会这样的呢？
This time we hear Optimus Prime saying in Mandarin, "Chinga chingshi dianli buzula." Don't tell me that Chinese and Japanese sound the same, because they don't. But the brilliance of the internet and what it gives us is that now I have a cross-reference point from 2 languages, and I can compare the language and the cadence against each other and fill in the cracks of my study methods.
市街全域の送電が止まっているぞ。原因は何だろう？
整个城市电力不足了，怎么会这样的呢？
Be cool, Ben. You too, man.
Speaking of cadence, at the end of the movie, Charlie Sheen's character Bean found his cadence, well, kinda, sorta.
Have a dream, call in on the cadence. Oh, don't you know that's the sound of the men working on the chain. One more. Yeah, don't you know that's the sound of the men working on the chain.
You can see that even though he does his best, he doesn't quite pick it up, but he got good enough to mimic it. And that's why it's important to not try to hold yourself into the standard of getting fluent in 3 months. Instead, use the tools that are available to us and maximize them. You can watch Transformers, any sort of Disney, any Robotech, a variety of cartoons from our past that can awaken the child in us, and we can go through the experience of the excitement of those episodes again in a new language. And so while it's very easy to talk about young ladies and the world around us and the extremely disappointing NBA All-Star weekend, it's important to remember that the time that we have, 5 minutes, 10 minutes on the bus, riding your bicycle, getting on the train, those are the cracks in our lives where we have lose 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. And in those cracks, we can fill in the cracks of our language learning, where we miss the grammar point, or how to pronounce a word, or when do you use a certain phrase. We can use the tools around us to maximize our lives and learn language quicker. It may not be possible in 3 or 4, 6, 10, 12 months, but you can fill in the cracks in the times in your life when you're brushing your teeth, washing your face, putting your shoes on, and make the most of it. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment below. Catch you in the next video. Take care, guys.